What's good, everybody? It's your boy Warren Williams. Today, on another episode of Core Undisputed, I'm here to talk about a very important topic that I feel like needs to be addressed. HBCU players getting into the NFL. All right, I'm gonna sit back for this one too. So anyway, we've been seeing now, and especially when Deion Sanders was at Jacksonville State, HBCU players balling. The publicity around HBCU football has been growing. It's still growing and has been growing for a good couple of years. Even to the point where a lot of HBCU players are going into the NFL, or they're getting into the combine more. Now, the problem with this is I feel like the NFL, well, it's not even feel like, we all know the NFL, drafting HBCU players is and a lot of people say that it's reasonable. In my opinion, it's not reasonable. I feel like you need to give everybody an equal opportunity, and I feel like HBCU players can be just as good as SEC players. Okay, just because you come from a different school doesn't mean you can't make it at the pro level. And the main reason for this is one, no matter where you get drafted from, I don't care if you're from the SEC, the Pac 12, 10, the SIAC, MEAC, SWAC, you gotta learn. You gotta develop. Okay? We've seen SEC players, I've seen SEC players who had all the hype, who were good in college, wonderful. We can start naming some people: Johnny Manziel, Tim Tebow, even right now Anthony Richardson. We've seen these guys ball out in college, then get to the pro level, couldn't get it. The production value wasn't that good in going to the NFL, because the bottom line is, no matter what college you go to Alabama or Georgia, they're not the NFL. They're not the National Football League. They're not the professional. That's not professional level. That's the closest you're going to get. The SEC is the closest you're going to get. And even then, they don't do everything like the NFL. Okay? So in my opinion, I think the NFL, they're worried about, getting HBCU players, wasting time, wasting money on guys that possibly couldn't get it done. But that's what you do for SEC players. Hold up. All right, back. New venue. I'm in the basement. But anyway, the SEC players, all of them is a chance. So if you're giving them a chance and they play at the highest level and some of them still can't get it done, give it to the HBCU players. And I will like to say, though, there's a lot of HBCU players that are legendary and some currently that are making an impact for their team. I even pulled up a list, which some of these players I didn't even know went to an HBCU. Some of them I did know. A notable one, Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe, he attended Savannah State University. Shannon Sharpe is literally what revolutionized the tight end position. I'm sorry, y'all have to hear that upstairs. Anyway, Shannon Sharpe, HBCU, the greatest wide receiver. Don't argue with me. He really is the greatest wide receiver ever. Jerry Rice went to an HBCU, Mississippi Valley State. Walter Payton, he went to Jackson State. Michael Strahan went to Texas Southern. What's another notable one? Oh, Mel Blount. He's a legendary cornerback. He went to Southern University. Steve McNair, he went to Alcorn State. I could continue going on, but, this is a lot of names to list. And then currently, I know, what's the guy's name? Is it Will Houston? Okay, but Lions, they have a great defensive end. The Rams, they have a cornerback that went to South Carolina. Um, I think those are the only two I know off the top of my head. I know there are some on the Chiefs, the Eagles that played in the Super Bowl that were from an HBCU as well. So we've already seen some great HBCU players turn out to be very solid, play very solid role or star players in on their teams. And now we've seen the HBCU Legacy Bowl. I'm not gonna lie, the HBCU Legacy Bowl, I see a lot of talent. Xavier Smith is a notable one. He was the MVP for the bowl. Wide receiver, quick hands. Size ain't really there. Well, height isn't really there, but the man's got a motor. He's got a motor. Also, I go to Tuskegee University. I know two people who went to the HBCU Legacy Bowl. Toro Taylor. Toro, he's height wise, he's short, but I will give you something. But I will tell you, he's fast. He's fast, he's elusive, and I think he's actually a good running back, especially since he's so short, you can't just hug him straight up. You have to get low on the ground. And like I said, he's not slow. And then Apollon, he's a very good linebacker. He's definitely one of those. He's definitely a good rusher, I'll definitely say. But he also has good awareness. Leadership is there. He also has a brother that's in the CFL. He was good for Tuskegee as well. Like I said, you just need guys that are gonna get. You just need guys who are gonna meet your values, and I just named three of them that kind of meet your values. Like I said, HBCU players can ball. We got talent. There's talent. All right. And then I know a lot of people are going to be like, the competition level is not that much. But, which is true to a point. But, okay, excuse me. I keep saying but. I keep losing my words. Anyway, you guys say the competition level isn't all there, yet that argument is null when I just told you that there's NFL players currently on the roster doing their job, keeping up with the people who went to these big schools, the big schools. So competition, yeah. And then, like I said, even if you're the first pick of the draft, you got to learn. You got to get adjusted. The SEC is close to the NFL, but it ain't the NFL. No college division is the NFL. None of them. You can get close, but they're never going to be the NFL. They're never going to be an NFL quality team. All right? Like I said, college rules, NFL rules, they're different. Even in overtime, they're different. All right? So I'm definitely looking out for a lot of HBCU players who are going into the draft doing good. Oh wait, hold on. I forgot to mention one player who was actually invited into the combine. Isaiah Lamb. I think he's a defensive end. Kind of, he's on the defensive line. Definitely, he's a phenomenal athlete. His 40-yard timing was, I think, a 4.47, if I remember correctly. It was in 4 seconds. It was fast. It was pretty good too. He put on a phenomenal performance. So I hope that, I understand that Deion Sanders, when he was in JSU, a lot of hype was around him. Celebrities came out, and then people had the hype around HBCU culture then. And a lot of people have criticized that, he's gone, we're not going to have this and that. No, that's not true. We can keep up the hype. It may not be as big as when Deion was here, but we can still continue what we got going on. We just got to, for one, marketing. I'm a business administration major. Marketing is a big thing. We got to keep marketing these players, these great players. We cannot just keep watching and then just telling people about it. We need to record. We need to put this on our social media. People need to repost these clips. It doesn't matter if it's a big clip or a small clip. It's getting these players out there so that the NFL can take notice and watch. Because at the end of the day, the NFL is watching. They're going to watch. All right? Promotion, marketing is a big thing. We have to really upgrade our schools, which it doesn't just fall upon us. We got to make sure that we're getting our money. Because TSU, I know their football coach had an interview with Shannon Sharp, and he said that TSU is getting money that was withheld from them. And TSU is not the only HBCU that's getting money withheld from them, from the government, because, all HBCUs are not private institutions. We need to hold the government accountable, make sure that we're getting our money. Because if we don't get our money, we can't upgrade nothing. We can't get new housing. We can't get new facilities. We probably couldn't even get a new calf if we wanted to, if we're not getting our money. So that money is important, yes. It's not even just people donating. We have to make sure that we are getting the money that's rightfully deserved, that's been written on paper. Because if there's money that's withheld from us, that's progress being stalled. Okay? HBCU players are going to develop. I've been seeing a lot of 3, 4, 5-star athletes go to HBCUs. And a lot of people say it's a bad choice, but me, I'm looking at it like, nah. This is a perfect time. Like I said, all the attention's on, right now, the attention is on us. Not all of it, but a good bit of it. This is probably the best attention we're going to get in HBCU history. So let's take advantage. And then if that 3, 4, 5-star player is really like that, then they ain't got no problem. They shouldn't get redshirted. Because if you don't get redshirted your first year, you play your first, second, and third year, and you're 20, I can go to the combine. Simple as that. Because that's why certain players in the SEC gotta wait. Or they have to do it not really their junior year, but their senior year or grad year. Because they got redshirted the first year. You gotta be on the active roster for 3 years. Okay? In order to be eligible for the NFL Combine. All right? But that's all from me, people. Like I said, I'm going to be really looking out for HBCU players in this draft. I already have the pages. Shout out to Light on College Sports, SWAC.football, and I can't remember. I think there's a third page that I do follow HBCU players as well. But I definitely know whoever gets drafted, one of those 3, 4 pages, it's going to post about it. Shoot, probably all of them. But hope y'all have a good day. Continue to stay blessed. Peace.